Hello, everyone. Today we're going to be discussing government through the lens of popular culture. My name is Ivana.
Jeffrey.
Jeffrey Francis.
And Myra Aleman.
A little overview of today's presentation. We're going to be discussing the government through the lens of popular culture. And we're going to be doing so through government, through social media, government through podcasts, government through TV shows, and government through movies.
Government through the lens of popular culture, social media. Social media and society. As technology rises, so has the way we interact with it. Social media has opened a gateway for citizens to be involved in politics and political debates, civic life, and method of news consumption and communication. Approximately 48% of adults directly participate in a civic group or activity thanks to social media. Social media has in some way broadened the way citizens look at government. Social media has changed the way government communicates with residents. Residents are now exposed to alerts in real life as, for example, emergency alerts, town hall and council meetings, and public service announcements. Examples of government agency that excel at social media. The U.S. Department of State YouTube channel has over 55,000 subscribers and over 13 million views. The State of Department YouTube channel will keep you updated on the Secretary of State latest briefing and official U.S. foreign policy announcements. Federal Student Aid also uses Twitter on a monthly basis in a live chat to answer questions about financial aid using a hashtag.
Government through the lens of popular culture. There is no doubt that the government is present in all type of culture, including the broadcast, including the younger viewers. There are some of the broadcasts that I know of, such as The Breakfast Club, OPB, Politics Now, Govern American, and many more, and especially on this list that I have here. I feel like broadcasts are even more important now during campaigning because of the presidential candidates to broadcast, to appeal to their voters by sharing their manifestos and interviews that can lead to reveal a lot about themselves, even to their ugly sides. They are a great way for illiterates to know more about their political aspirants. I feel like this is a great way to inform the citizens on many government topics such as budgets, education, and many more. It is a great way for the people to know about the plans their government leaders have for them. Through the broadcast, citizens got to raise the issues afflicting them, and the same can be addressed to their leaders. It is basically a one-on-one link between the politicians and the common people. This is one of the reasons why broadcasts can have a big impact for the citizens, and it keeps them in the loop on everything.
Government through the lens of popular culture, television shows. Today, I'm going to break it down into 3 different aspects of television shows: news media, entertainment comedy, and entertainment drama. First, when it comes to news media, one of the most popular forms that government issues are translated is through a very popular station called CNN. As we all know, CNN is a 24-hour news network that doesn't handle just government issues, but world issues. It handles political news, analytics, and opinions as well. More popularly, President Trump is one of the main activities of CNN as far as the stories that they report. They report different issues from the branch and White House, such as the economy, their stances on the economy, healthcare, immigration, international trade, social justice. The president sometimes, as you all can see, I see with this chart, that actually was a chart between President Obama and Mitt Romney during the time of President Obama's reelection campaign. As you can see, CNN, MSNBC, and Fox, they cover stories in the negative aspect of the politicians' political views, as well as sometimes the positive aspect. More recently with President Trump, you know, as you all know, the popular term fake news. Sometimes government feels as if the media doesn't portray the way that they want to tackle issues properly. And that leads into another topic that's covered in news media, Congress. So as you all know, both the Senate and House of Representatives and battles between Republicans and Democrats are covered throughout CNN. And it's a very popular way for people to see politicians on the forefront of TV and understand their stances, as well as their opinions explicitly. Government on television through comedy. One of the most popular shows on NBC is Saturday Night Live. It's a late night comedy. One of the more popular aspects of it is that it makes fun of politicians, government leaders, and especially presidential candidates on their issues on government policy through different incidents they may have had through speeches, speeches, incidents, or just overall programming events they may have put on, and find a way to make it funny and entertaining as well. Some of the information is correct. They just find a way to dramatize it and make it entertaining. I like to play this clip from NBC about throughout the years, different politicians' outlook as seen by the comedians on SNL, and you'll actually see some actual politicians in the video.
Well, I just want to mingle with the American people, talk with some real folks, maybe get a Diet Coke or something.
Fine. But please, don't tell Mrs. Clinton.
Jim, let me tell you something. There's going to be a whole bunch of things we don't tell Mrs. Clinton. Fast food is the least of our worries, okay, buddy?
Now, one of the keys to the lockbox would be kept by the president. The other key would be sealed in a small magnetic container and placed under the bumper of the Senate Majority Leader's car.
I can name that tune in 4 notes.
No.
The Star Spangled Banner.
No, Mr. President.
No. Battle Hymn of the Republic. How about I Gotta Be Me? No, I gotta be me because I gotta be whether I'm right or whether I'm wrong.
Well, does it say I approve shipments of arms to Iran?
Yes, it does.
Did I?
Yes, you did.
Well, then it's a good report, and God bless the men and women who put it together.
It's 11
Good evening.
o'clock.
I'm Mike Dukakis. I'm the Democratic candidate for president of the United States.
Over here, you got the right to lifers. Over here, you got those who would legalize drugs. Got to get them together. Don't want to be here, 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 and here, and here, and here. Want to be here. Bad.
Government's in gridlock.
Well, there you go. Now, that was vintage. That was one of the in that debate. You had an H-bomb, them other fellas had a slingshot.
His name is Abdullah, sir. Hussein died.
Real shame. Man was a friend of my father's. A lot of class. I also liked his wife, Queen Amidala.
You know, Hillary and I don't agree on everything. I believe that diplomacy should be the cornerstone of any foreign policy. And I can see Russia from my house.
Yes, we still can. With taxes.
It really is great how long you've supported gay marriage.
Yes. I could have supported it sooner.
Well, you did it pretty soon.
Could have been sooner.
Fair point.
And that video pretty much showed, government leaders in a different light, pretty much making fun of the different stances that they take politically. Saturday Night Live is a great way to make government more fun and more relatable to everyone. And lastly, I'd like to talk about government on television, entertainment, drama. One of the more popular series on Netflix, Designated Survivor, is about Tom Kirkman, the Secretary of HUB, Secretary of Urban and Housing Development in the series. There was a presidential State of the Union address at the Capitol, and he was actually designated to survivor to be placed elsewhere. Unfortunately, in the show, the president, along with the executive branch, the entire judicial branch, the entire, legislative branch was destroyed, and it left all of the responsibility on the Secretary of HUB, now promoted the president due to the session in the White House to take responsibility and rebuild the government in this series. This series is educational and outside of the dramatization and issues in the show, as far as it shows how the West Wing operates, pretty much how the president has all his aides and advisors that help him make daily decisions on how to help, America as a nation, and as well as how to handle threats and other things that threaten our democracy in America. Another important aspect of the series is that it shows the powers of the executive branch, and it displays the different powers the president has and executive branch has, pretty much surrounding things like enforcing laws and creating certain statutes. And that's pretty much it, the three different aspects on government through television.
Lastly, we're going to be speaking about government through the lens of popular culture in movies. So in this portion, the Joker film, its writers, directors developed the Joker's character through governmental issues that are currently occurring in this time period. In the following clip, you'll see the governmental issues that was presented in 2019 of affordable healthcare and how it was unaffordable at the time. It shows how many healthcare programs were cut due to budget cuts. Essentially, as you can see through this clip and throughout the course of the movie, it leads to the character's erratic outburst. And it's like a domino effect of everything that occurs.
Until a little while ago, it was like nobody ever saw me. Even I didn't know if I really existed.
Arthur, I have some bad news for you.
You don't listen, do you? I don't think you ever really hear me. You just ask the same questions every week. How's your job? Are you having any negative thoughts? All I have are negative thoughts. But you don't listen. Anyway, I said, for my whole life, I didn't know if I even really existed. But I do. And people are starting to notice.
We're closing down our offices next week. The city has cut funding across the board. Social services is part of that. This is the last time we'll be meeting.
Okay.
They don't give a shit about people like you, Arthur. And they really don't give a shit about people like me either.
So this clip, as you can see, gave us a viewpoint of the system and how it's supposed to be helping the main character. but instead ends up failing it through the budget cuts. You see the dismissive manner of the social worker, and it's, as you can see again, goes back to the main point of the system not only failing who it's supposed to be helping, but even failing its employees as well. So this is something that was huge and massive in 2019, and it's still, as you can see, going on today with all the pay cuts, program cuts, people getting laid off, etc. In addition, the Joker, in some viewers' point of view, can be seen as a political statement. And these political statements may vary, so it depends on the viewers. So here it expresses the gap between the income classes, which is what we're going to see in the following clip, and how it can lead to systematic oppression. One point that Michael did, this is someone that works alongside Facebook and made a comment. He stated that the Americas that feels no need to help the outcasts, the destitutes, the America where filthy rich just gets richer and filthier. And this correlates with the previous video that we just viewed.
Arthur Fleck is presented as a meek victim of circumstance, the kind of guy who, even after he's brutally attacked by a group of teens, offers them empathy in return.
I heard about the beatdown you took. Savages. It was just a bunch of kids. I should have left it alone.
When Arthur is pushed into committing violence, it's purely out of self-defense.
Stay down, freak!
Whatever good may have once been inside Arthur Fleck is corroded by the relentless oppression of being treated like he doesn't matter, like he's not there.
They don't give a shit about people like you, Arthur.
The film makes Arthur's transformation into the Joker the inevitable response of a man who's pushed past his breaking point, made evil by an evil system.
What do you get?
I don't think so.
When you cross a mentally ill loner with a society that abandons him and treats him like trash!
As seen in the wildly divided response to the film, how you interpret the definition of that system and who you see as the perpetrators of Arthur's oppression is largely based on your own personal politics. Some regard Joker as a clear indictment of neoliberal capitalism. According to documentarian Michael Moore, it's a film about the America which feels no need to help the outcast, the destitute, the America where the filthy rich just get richer and filthier. As Arthur's violence sparks a populist uprising against Gotham's elite, represented by the billionaire Thomas Wayne, Wayne himself makes the war between the haves and the have-nots explicit.
And until those kind of people change for the better, those of us who made something of our lives will always look at those who haven't as nothing but clowns.
According to this reading, Joker's army are left-wing protesters, targeting the fascist 1%. Washington Post columnist Sonny Bunch wrote that Joker can thus be seen as the forefather of Antifa. But to others, Arthur's murder of 3 men who were harassing him, with its echoes of 80s subway vigilante Bernard Goetz.
The man who shot and wounded 4 teenagers in a subway car after they allegedly demanded money, turned himself in and said he is the vigilante.
Invites audiences to view him as an anti-hero, provoked into violent retribution by a violent world.
So as you can see through this clip, both the video on this slide and the previous slide displays a system that is broken and divided. And this tends to be the viewpoint of popular culture in today's society. And as public administrators and future public administrators, it's our duty to put our community first, not put our own agendas, but to focus more on what our community needs rather than what would be best suited for us. And this is something that we really have to, as public administrators and future public administrators, have to keep in mind, because that's the whole point of our job, is to serve the community. So to conclude, government through the lens of popular culture. Movies are a great way for the film community to express their views on politics and governmental issues that affect the community.
Social media is the youngest resource that provides information to a large portion of the community. It has become the most popular and fastest way for news to reach the masses.
Broadcasts are popular among young adult listeners. It is a great source of information that focuses on politics and policies, entertaining manner to captivate its audiences.
And lastly, television is the most standard form of how politics is presented to the masses. It gives individuals opportunity to view different perspectives on different political agendas between Democrats and Republicans, independents, and other spectrums of political identity. And that's our presentation. Thank you all so much. Hope you learned as much as we did, and have a great week.
Have a great week.
Thank you.